Okay.
So let's spotlight him.
What are your thoughts on predestination?
My thoughts on predestination. Okay, let me ask you a question. Can you define predestination for me, Josh, since you asked it?
That would be the belief that there are elect and non-elect, and all who are elect will choose to follow God and be saved, and all who are non-elect will not choose to follow God and will not be saved.
Now, the way you describe this, if I heard you correctly, I think all Christians would agree with that. All Christians across the spectrum. Why? Because the Bible teaches predestination. Read Romans 9 and 10. The Bible teaches that there's elect and there's non-elect. And if you've been predestined or you're of the elect, you will believe. The debate is over what it means to be predestined and how or why somebody is a member of the elect. But every Christian who takes the Bible seriously has to believe in election and predestination because it's in there. Okay? Now, I don't have the time to walk through. This is a massive, and I will spend days with this, my students in class. But this is an example of there's essential questions that Christians cannot differ over and be Christians. If you say to me, I don't believe in the Trinity, or I don't believe in salvation by faith, or I don't think Jesus is God, you have denied the essentials of the faith, and you're not a Christian. Now, this issue, Christians can differ on this, and it's important, but it's what you call a secondary issue. And what's hard about it is both sides point to different passages and scriptures they try to use to make their case. So there are passages like in 2 Timothy and in 2 Peter that talk about how God wishes that nobody would perish and that all would come to repentance. That seems to indicate that God's desire is that all of us could and would turn to him. On the flip side, there's others that say where Jesus teaches in Luke 15, my sheep know my voice. It seems to be that Jesus has selected his sheep. Now, my point is not that the Bible contradicts itself. My point is that the Bible kind of leaves this a little bit of a paradox, meaning God is sovereign, God is in control, his will is going to be done, and somehow humans are responsible. Those are the two truths that we know. Now, Calvinism, middle knowledge, and Arminianism are three different models that try to make sense of that question. Arminians move more closely towards human freedom. Calvinists move more firmly towards God's sovereignty. And middle knowledge, that would take me a lot of time, but basically middle knowledge is the idea that God looks and sees every possible world how we would possibly act and chooses a world in which we freely make the choices he wants us to make to create the world he wants us to create. Those are the three big options, and they're all within the fold of orthodoxy, okay? So I can't answer and give you all the details why, but wanted to help you frame it and think through it and maybe have some tools for seeing some of the debate. It's a great question.
Thank you for that, Sean. That is a great question and a deep question, and I think you did a fantastic job just outlining that. But Josh Marucci, great question there. And I got another great one coming at you.